Welcome everybody. Welcome. What's up, YouTube? It's your boy vexyz, the lurking legend, aka Nicopedia, but you can just call me Vex. Welcome and thank you for joining us once again, as tonight we dive into another session of our online role-playing adventure in the world of One Piece. Before we start, I just wanted to say that if you're interested in checking out the World Economic newspaper clippings and cover stories written by yours truly, and find out more things like the bounty poster updates that happened a while ago ahead of schedule, you can check out the Scarlet Pirates Twitter page, link in the description. Stick around at the end of each session to catch me reading the previous session's cover story. But if you want to see the one that just dropped for tonight's session, you can get up to date right now at twitter.com/pirates_scarlet. If you're enjoying the series so far, please do us all a huge favor, like, share, and subscribe so you can catch us each week as we go live. That really helps everyone who makes these streams possible. Shout out to The Last Arc. Please support the homies by setting all this up. If you're wanting to be a DM or a player in your own One Piece D&D campaign, check out the Last Arc's Discord server. Again, link in the description. We can try and get you guys set up. We have a couple groups actually about to form right now. Links for existing groups that stream in the description as well. Group 3 is I heard that Group 3 clears, but I need you guys all to know that Group 2 solos. That's enough from me though. Let's get to the intros to my wonderful, beautiful players, and we'll go ahead and start off with my main man, Partypete, playing Bang D Boom. How you doing tonight, bro? Hey, let's go. It's a nice little mystery indeed. Is this chat up to date? I might have to fix this. No, this chat is good. All right, cool. So then we have our beloved NoChill Dill. How you doing today, bro? This is unfortunate. How is that possible? Give me just 1 second. Oh, okay, cool. It's because the name changed. Try again. Talk, speak.
Yo, word. Hello?
Yes. Okay. Let's go. It's like a tradition, right? That we just we flub on the audio for the first bit.
Like Ragnar not clicking his
gotta be at least one.
initiative, you know?
Love it. Okay, my bad, guys.
You're chilling.
Yeah, we can hear him clearly on the stream, but I'll continue, sorry.
It's very fitting for Dill's character to not be heard, but yeah, Partypete said he's living the dream, ready to rock. We should have good audio from everybody now. Thank you, everyone in chat. Even though, all right, bet. Dill is here with us. What were you saying, brother?
I said, despite as my name may suggest, I am actually chilling.
Wonderful, glad to hear it. Then we have our resident gate guardian, the Lord Vegeta, Ragnar himself. How you doing today, bro?
Excited for today's session. Feel like we're really on a stride, and I like it. I'm the neighborhood fisherman of this crew. Like, I represent all the fishermen for this verse. With my very trustworthy sidekick, Ragnar, and my brother in arms, Dill, and my newly found companion that I have with Davos. So the fact that he's now taken away is very, very, very interesting.
Very interesting indeed. And then we're so glad to have you back with us this week, piloting Davos, the man that we're all on a mission for, the man of the hour. We got Mikey D, torimori in the house. What's good, bro?
Vex, what's up, my fellow beautiful Scarlet Pirates, and what's up, chat? Great to be back. Good to see. I'm just as in the dark as you guys are. I don't know what's going on. This feels like days of our lives or something right now.
And then last but certainly not least, we have the future queen of the pirates herself, captain of the crew, Captain Scarlet, piloted by Balincc. What's good, bro?
What's it? You're just hype as hell to get my man's Davos back. We need Davos.
Let's go. If everyone can see his PFP right now in the TLA server, it's the little the cactar guys from last session. Last session we did go on a mission to rescue the kidnapped Davos from the band of bounty hunters in the very north east corner of the Red Sea the Red Sand Desert, known as the Glass House. And they had come face to face with a man who had some strange power to command cacti, and shot needles of poison at them, and through just overwhelming brutality they dominated that fight, but took a little bit of some doses and got some scratches and bruises here and there. We're gonna get right back to where they left off, but first I wanted to take it back, wind the clock back a little bit to earlier that day, and go over what earlier, in the week, because it took them a little time to travel and whatnot. But yeah, we'll go over to what happened to Davos and see exactly what his side of the story is. And so it's still very bright and early in the morning after a long feast, after you guys took on all of those basilisks and cut up their guts and got into the loot and divvied it up and whatnot. You guys had a big feast, and a lot of people might be sleeping in because feeling a little not too great after a night of indulging a little bit in some cactus juice or some ale. Davos, you kind of feel the sun trickling in through the flap of your tent, or like wherever you're at, and it's not like you fell asleep at the bar or on the ship like normal. You passed out like right at the party site last night, and you're still like fully clothed, and there's like kind of like a layer of like sand kind of on your face as you like crust open your eyelids, and then a massive wet floppy camel tongue just like strides across your face, leaving just like a gallon of slobber all over you first thing in the morning.
Which camel is it?
You're not you can roll animal handling, actually. Let's see if you can remember.
What does that got me?
Let's see. 21 is amazing. That is astounding. That is phenomenal. You are going to immediately recognize this as the scrafty, newer camel that hasn't been all the way broken in yet. That is not the stretch limousine camel, like the long camel. The camel. It's like it's the other one that you remember Scarlet bonded with a little bit. Balincc, do you remember what you named it? Wasn't it like dirt or sand or something like that?
Oh man, do I remember? I can't remember. I don't remember.
I'm pretty sure you named it like sand, I think. I don't remember.
But check the whole chest. Continue.
But that is
Assuming it's sand.
yeah, so sand is the one that just like just woke you up the wrongest way, man. You're just like, I don't know if you're like if you're too keen on this type of alarm clock, but that just happened, and you hear laughter also as the tent opens up, and Dalt Wisney is just like rise and shine.
Yes, good morning. And good morning to you too, Sand. And I wipe the slobber from my face, and there's so much I can flick it off my hand onto the ground.
Gross. Yeah, so there's just like a little pile of wet sand there, and it's she just kind of like looks at you, and she's just like, you feeling all right, well rested? And she's kind of wiping her eyes a little bit.
I feel pretty hungover, but I will start with washing my face and go from there. And I give a really weak thumbs up.
She's like, no time to wash your face. That's why I sent sand in here. But yeah, if you wouldn't mind, like I need to go take the camels out to get to the river. They're gonna get antsy today if we don't. You know, they didn't get to really partake too much in the party, and I can see that some of them are getting jealous.
Oh, okay. Well,
I would normally ask my brother, but he isn't waking up right now. And she like flaps the tent like curtain thing open, and you can see Russ, the archer, the feather guy, her brother, with he's just drooling, like completely passed out near where like there was like a bonfire, and you could see like like a stone circle and like a few like mounds that were obviously like, this is where like, you know, the whole party, he's literally still passed out like right there outside.
I mean, I'm a little sassy, but like I'm like down to help. I'm like, well, I'm really glad you considered me. Come on, let's head. And as we're like first walking out, I assume it's like me, her, and Sand. I look at Sand and I go, I'm going to practice my shave today, so I hope you can give me a ride back after that alarm clock.
He's just kind of like chill, aloof. He's just living his best camel life, and Dill like pets him on the side of the like ear scruff, and you know, you guys peek the dune that behind all of the camels are like pinned up and resting. Like that's where the little makeshift stable is near the tents. You can see some fresh piles of some morning glory that some of the camels had left for you, that some sand had kind of covered up in the wind, but like there's still like half of it that's just like fresh looking. You can see that some of the camels are already awake, and some of them are like just now getting up and stretching, and she's like, oh, I love it when they do this. It's so cute. And, you know, you see the camels do that thing where they stretch, like when a dog stretches, and it just like it, you know, just lets out its front legs and its back legs, and they just like limber up a little bit. She's like, yeah, okay, we need to hurry up before the sun, you know, gets the sand too hot. It shouldn't take too long. I was thinking that while we were there, we could pick up some more of these. And she flashes like a little bag of this really clear glass. She's like, I found a spot, you know, last time we were in town, and I wanted to go see it again.
Huh. Looks cool. Yeah. Lead the way.
Yeah, you'd be surprised how rare this type of glass is around here. It's all so dirty, but this is cool. And she like shows you some of it, and then puts like the little sack of it like on her belt. And she kind of like starts rallying up some of the camels. I'm assuming you're gonna ride with Sand.
If Dalt is riding one, if not, I'll walk with Dalt.
Oh yeah, it's gonna take way too long if you guys try to like go by foot. The camels are wanting a little bit of a run, so.
Word. Okay, yeah, let's hop on. And I want to remark, I say these are incredible animals. We have horses south of the border in the other half of the kingdom. They're kind of the same, but quite different.
Horses. And she just kind of she's like looks up like you could see like a thought bubble, like just like you know, like and she's like never heard of it, but all I know is that a camel is pretty much the fastest and safest way to travel across this whole desert. Trust me, you're about to see firsthand, because yesterday they were just kind of strolling along with us, but you want to hold on tight. We're gonna cut loose today. And she like kind of like kicks a little bit in the camel, and she like lets out a whistle, and every single one of these camels, including the one that you just got on, start to dart like ripping fast, like crazy speeds. It's like have you ever played Ocarina of Time with like the traveling postman in the middle like of the field, and like you can just see like the dust trail he kicks up behind him, like yeah, you're seeing just like a ton of that. And as You guys take off. Give me a perception, please, Davos. All right,
What's
that's
it
pretty good. You're gonna see that it looks like some of the glass in that little bag that she had was too sharp, and as you guys dart off, some pieces of it fall to where the near where you guys darted off, so like where the camels were stabled. So there's just some like clear glass that just ripped through the bag. You could see the bottom of it torn open on her belt loop as you guys like take off, just like rip roaringly fast.
Hold on, you're dropping your load.
Pause. She can't hear anything you're saying over like the thunderous hoof steps of like these camels, yeah, you get like dirt in your eye and you kind of like squint, and before you know it, you like blink a few times. You guys are like way too far for you to even see like the tents anymore. You guys are like approaching the river already. It's just barely been a few like a minute or two of a ride, and you guys are like carving through. And you can like you can tell they're now like following the river up, looking for like an easier way to cross and things like that. And you remember, when you guys were like traveling on foot, before y'all fought the basilisk, how long it took for you to get, like, you already feel like you might have cleared that distance in just a couple minutes flat. Like, these things are like crazy fast.
Amazing.
After about like a 30-minute or so, you guys are like pretty far up the river and whatnot. I'm actually gonna switch the map to, let's see, just to show a little bit closer of the scale of things, like where you would be relative to where the crew was. It is gonna be, so this was the map we used last time. You guys are gonna be like probably right about here. And so you guys just made like ridiculous timing, like the camels all kind of like stop after a while, and Dalt whistles to them again. And you guys will stop by the riverside, and there's a little bit of a cliffage, and you can hear the flowing river down from the mountains towards the coast that you guys were just nearby. And she's gonna say like, all right, we can stop here. This should be good. The camels can, drink as much water as they need, and this is about where I saw the glass last time. And you guys like kind of wind down, and all the camels are like, it's like they follow her command like nearly instantly. It looks like magic to you because you've never seen anything like that before.
Wow. Davos is truly in awe. The desert just keeps getting better and better. These are way cooler than horses.
I don't know if this is loaded for you. It's not loading for me. Give me a second.
I have a ravine and two pouches of land on either side of the river.
Gotcha. It has now loaded. I'm just fixing that for the stream.
Dude, the red is crazy. I feel like I'm on Mars.
But yeah, this is you and Dalt and the 9 of the camels here as you guys kind of like stop by, and yeah, you're noticing that there's a bit of a tinge to everything here, even the cacti. The water runs clear, but you can even see in some of the shallower parts like the red through it. The stones here, and rock fixtures, the cracks and everything, like everything has like a blanket of red over it.
Tell you the truth, Dalt, is it safe to be here right now?
What do you mean? Like, this is, yeah, I've been here a few times, and these camels, they're pretty tough. And she hops off the camel and starts looking around the ground and whatnot. And a few of the camels will start like headed over this way to start drinking.
Is this red sand safe?
Yeah, it's just sand. I mean, what are you worried about?
It has a very interesting hue, that's all. And
Oh.
Davos will walk to the river.
Yeah, they said that, I guess, like, wars were fought here like a long time ago, and some people think that the blood dyed the sands red or whatever. I don't really think so. I think that I don't know. I heard Enid say something about it's the compounds from rust, like when metal, goes bad.
Most interesting.
And she's like looking around, and she just kind of like does like a 5 minute or so like investigation. The camels are all just chilling. A few of them like burp and like spit out, and like like they're just chugging up some water. And she's like stumbling her way around, just like looking. And she finally says like, "Yes, I found it. Come check this out." And she like calls you over this way. And there is a little. It looks like a little like impact crater, like just like a little circle, and you can see there seems to be a little shiny like bead of glass that is pretty clear, and she starts like moving the sand away from the base of it to reveal more of it, like down in a conal, like kind of like it almost like she starts to like unearth it and wiggle it a little bit, and it's this little. It's maybe like about like 3 or 4 inches deep into the ground, but it's like almost like a little teardrop shaped like vase kind of thing. And she pulls it out like really excited, and she's like, "Oh my god, look, it's almost perfect." And there's like it looks almost symmetrical with just a few blemishes, and you can see that there's some sand on the inside of it. And she like turns it upside down and like shakes it and tries to, and she's like, "The sand's stuck inside of it. I wonder how that happened."
Most interesting. How did you know this was right here?
It's like, well, there's not a lot of rain in the desert. We famously haven't had some for quite some time, but every now and then there's a stray, lightning. Right? They fall in the outskirts sometimes, normally around the rivers as well. So I found clear glass here before. So normally when you find that, you're close.
Most fascinating. And Davos just kind of like looks to the sky in admiration.
She like sits over here by this rock and like just kicks her legs, like kind of up, and like lays down and stares up at the sky like as well. And she looks at it through like the little glass that she just found. And she's just kind of like amazed. As you are kind of standing there, though, she glances over and she sees a little trinket that you found after looting the basilisk bellies the other day. And she kind of points at it and says like, "Hey, where'd you get that compass?"
One of those geckos had it. I don't know. I just like the look of it. And I'll toss it to her.
She catches it and like sniffs it, and then like kind of throws it back, and she's like, "Yeah, it's
Why
it's
did
cool.
you sniff it?
It still kind of smells like those things those things insides. I can't believe you guys really cut into them like that. We've learned to harvest the meat, from things that aren't too tough to take down, but like we tend to stick away from the bellies. It'd be sad. It's weird, but we've been a tribe for a long time, and there used to be a lot more of us, and some of these creatures live for a really long time as well, so you never know quite what you'll find.
Of course. I should have realized. I'm so sorry.
No, I mean, that's fine. You're pirates, aren't you? That's That's how that works. I get it. I just I thought you might want to know that compass, it's got a constellation on it. Have you ever tried reading the stars?
I want to inspect the compass now in greater detail. And is there any roll I can do to check the constellation?
I guess like history, right? Like with or like just any intelligence, I guess, would work.
Couldn't cartographer tools also?
You could, if you had cartographer's tools, yeah, that would absolutely work.
I unfortunately do not.
Yeah, so I mean, I wouldn't say like religion, but like history would probably work.
Cool.
Wow.
Ooh, lucky.
Okay. You remember reading horoscopes back in some of the newspapers that you used to read at Verities, and you would kind of like not pay too much attention, but you knew that some people would, and in your more dishonest days, maybe you use those to like swindle some folks or something like that, or I don't know, like but you definitely recall this symbol being that of Circinus, which is known as a constellation of guidance, of direction, and it does have ties to compasses throughout some texts that you might have perused once or twice or overheard.
Wow. Davos says, wow, I can't believe I missed that. Also, DM, how do you spell that?
Circ, like circle, and then INUS, I think. And so it looks like, yeah, basically just like a little tiny baby acute triangle, but it's just an angle. It's not actually a triangle. It's like so it's missing the connector between the little mouth. And she points to it. It's a little like busted up and like worn and weathered and like faded, but you could still see the carvings and the engraving of it. And her finger like follows up and down like the little angle, and she's like, yeah, they say that this is one of the most important of the constellations to the nomads that have lived throughout this desert for years. They say hundreds of years, but I can't believe that. Could you?
I could. And Davos also asks her, do you know the person who last held this compass?
Well, there was a man a couple years back who made something that looked a little something like that, but I know it's not the first of its kind. I think his was a replica, so who knows? But he's not with us anymore. And she kind of like looks up to the stars.
I'll just like look up at the sky too and go, of course.
Yeah, at this point in time, the sun is like this was like more towards mid morning, but then it like you guys rode in, you know, through, and so like there's just like barely like some like morning stars that were like visible, but even in the bright of daylight, like as it starts to like become closer to like noonish and midday, she still kind of, you know, sometimes just tends to, this is like an idiosyncrasy of her, she just tends to like stare up at the stars every now and then. And she starts to kind of like nod off a little bit, you can see. You remember seeing her wipe her face a little bit as soon as she, you know, her and Sand woke you up. And after just a little bit of time, she's kind of like lightly snoring.
Hey, yo, day's just starting. What do you think you're doing? I say kind of like lightheartedly.
Sorry, I saw my brother passed out, and he normally keeps watch. So I stayed up and kept watch for him. And she kind of like clears more like dirt, like sand, so like little sleep out of her eyes. And she's like, I haven't really gotten too much rest.
Sure. Go right ahead and rest up while the camels water. I'm gonna practice some of my new techniques.
Yeah, like about like 5 or 6 minutes go by, and she's still kind of like just passed out lightly, with her feet up on the rock and her eyes facing up towards the sky, and just kind of like laying there funnily. And yeah, after about 5 or 6 minutes, these camels are done drinking water, and some of them were laying down and like chill and whatnot, and they start to like seem a little bit restless.
After like practicing some shave, I like walk over and I'm like, what's up? What's wrong? What's going on?
And they're just kind of like going in circles, and a few of them are chill, and a few of them are like looking around and like making some like noises, and you can see that some of them seem a little bit uneasy. Give me an animal handling check again. Let's see if you can do that again.
Oh, let's go!
What is happening? This says the return of the W Helmsman here. Okay, this little individual is going to start just like panicking a little bit right next to you. And I'm assuming you're gonna try to like calm it down as best as you can. But this one starts to like kind of freak out a little bit. With a crit,
Easy.
you are able to soothe it for a bit, and some of the other ones start to like close in and just see what happens, and you can see a little bit of a curious look on some of their faces. And then this one, he is going to lean down and grab you by the foot and like hoist you up like upside down, and then back right side up like onto its back, and start running and dragging you with it.
Easy.
And it's like a bumpy ride at first, but it starts just like bolting off, and a few of these camels start to follow as well, and some of them stay. And
I want to shout Dalt. Hopefully just in time. I do shout Dalt.
yeah, so she like shakes herself awake and like snorts a little bit, and she's like, ugh. And she starts freaking out, and she yells to these camels and is like trying to get them to follow, and she tries to like hop onto this one, but she's still like super tired, so it takes her a little bit more time. So you guys are in a full chase as this renegade camel has started a bit of an upset amongst the pack here, and he's going nuts. But Dalt is behind you a little bit, and right on your tail, and she's trying to like holler at the camels and calm them down, but you guys are at like going at such a fast pace that the wind like ripping through your ears and whatnot is like blotting out all of the sound, and you guys are gonna be for quite a large stretch of the day just like running near full speed. And this will unfortunately take you very far away from Port Scarletta.
Can I, maybe not, but could I do another animal handling check to ask the camel, at least let me know, are you taking us toward the danger or away from it?
You could try. So yeah, it was originally just gonna dart off by itself, but and with a crit, I was like, nah, he can come along for the ride. But we'll see how you do with this next animal handling. If it's okay, so
maybe not.
This is literally the lowest roll you've had, is the 17 tonight twice. So.
Hey,
Crazy. You are going to be able to see that it has a bit of like a sternness. Its brow is furrowed and its like teeth are like barred a little bit, and so it definitely seems as though it's not running away from something.
All right, I'll choose to trust you for now. Just don't lead your master into any danger.
And you see behind you, Dalt is she is still on the other Campbell's back, and there's but she is kind of passed out, just draped over its neck. It's like neck area.
Let me try to give a waking shout.
It's like super loud, like even the footfalls of the camel should be waking her up, and she's constantly being like shook a little bit, but you see her just kind of like dozing off.
That feels so sus. Can I do any sort of check, or is she really just that hungover?
You could do like an insight or something, like if you wanted to. Absolutely.
Please, yes. Ooh, rough.
Finally, a low roll. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, you just think that she really does need her rest. She must have been up all night, keeping watch because her brother was, passed out. You remember when he passed out, but you never saw her go to bed. So, yeah, it's believable that she's probably really tired right now. But the camel seems, all these camels have like some sort of like they have a huge love for her, and so obviously this camel is not gonna like let her fall. Like you trust at least that from what you've seen from their interaction so far, right?
Beast mode.
But it's you're gonna be basically on camelback travel forcibly almost for the greater part of the day until you hear a loud echoing, like some like basically it sounds like crackling and popping and like I don't know if you've ever heard like a landslide, but the mountains, in between, like as you guys are like by the river, you've kind of followed the river the whole way. There's been mountains to the east of where you have been headed. And they've been kind of like blocking out some of the sun in certain parts of the day and whatnot, and you can see that they glow like very bright red on the peaks, especially when the sun hits them just right and whatnot. They're like they're not the tallest of mountains that maybe you've ever seen, because you used to live on the opposite side of the much larger mountains on the other side of the desert. These are just like these look a little bit fresher maybe. But there's like a ripped up landscape that these Campbells are like able to like, sprawl across like almost like flawlessly, it seems. But you do notice that there is a large amount of sand and rocks and gravel cascading down from the one of the mountains to where it would be your right.
Okay, gotcha.
And as that happens, that seems like a perfect time to go see what's going on with the rest of the crew. So let's go ahead and get back to where they were. Let's drag back to this map and see. Yeah, so I'm gonna adjust where the camels have taken you. To this point, it would probably be like closer to here-ish. And then we have the rest of the crew who had just faced a gentleman with some strange cactus powers, and you were in a dried out riverbed that was used to flow down these mountains towards the coast, and you're surrounded by these little tiny rust-colored plants called a 1,000-year plant.
I will say I will be harvesting these.
Oh, all the
I want to rob
the 1,000-year
cactus
plants.
I will be harvesting them. No.
Yeah. Give me like a nature, and then you're running pockets, Pete. Is that what you said?
Indeed.
Let's go. And then what is Scarlet doing? Because I know Scarlet was drooling at the thought of some more cactus juice, right?
I'm not even looking at his pockets. I'm looking inside that cactus, man. Trying to see he's got some juice in it.
Let's go.
You don't have to worry, Captain. Pockets will never be left unlocked.
So Lord Azrael, yeah, as you try to you remember hearing from Samia, your medical friend, and her friend Enid as well, that the roots are what are the more valuable part of the plant, it seems, and you can easily get some of the brittle leaves that are on the pathetic like upper part of the plant, but it is like just the tip of the iceberg, as this root structure easily goes like 10 to 20 feet down, even for some of the like smaller samples of this plant they are like anchored like all the way through, you know, like to some deep like sediment rock below like all of the sand that could possibly be, you know, blown away by, like, this is deep. These things are like really dug in there. So you struggle with getting too much of the root, but you're able to get a good amount of the leaves and things like that. Bang Dee Boom, you are able to find in this man's pockets a little chunk, some berries. You are going to find specifically 2.4 million berries, which is it's a good bit. I think that's more than most of y'all have combined right now, actually. So that's huge. So you found that, yeah, and you would assume that if this man was one of those bounty hunters, that yeah, he would probably have a little bit of money on him. You also find like a pouch with a few of those cactus needles as well. It's like I think it's 47 remaining cactus needles, if I recall correctly. You'll also find some notes and whatnot. There's like a basically like a list on a piece of paper that has a few names crossed out. And there are other names that are listed, and none of them of your crew here, though. No names that you immediately recognize. They just seem like rookie pirate names.
Sounds good.
You also find a Den Mushi.
Nice. Den Mushi. Okay.
Dill, how are you doing? You remember after the fight, I think all you guys got a little bit patched up by Samia, and I don't know if Azrael would have healed anybody, because, you know, he did all the healing to the enemy, right? Like, so.
I'm not healing on any of my allies, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I figured. But yeah, you guys notice that Russ is eating dirt again, classic, and he is looking, you know, towards the direction that you guys are supposed to be headed. And he kind of like climbs up the cliff and like looks like from like kind of where this guy came from. He's like, something's off. This path shouldn't be, you know, well known or well traveled, but if they know about it, then obviously this is going to be a less safe option. You know, there might be a little bit more unwanted encounters. I think we should change our path a little bit. And then he coughs up sand.
Did you need to eat the sand to figure that out?
No, actually, but you know, you'd be surprised. Sometimes it is really helpful.
Sometimes, but it hasn't been helpful for you yet, has it?
But hey, you know, there's always tomorrow. And he nods to you a little bit.
Man.
I asked him, like, yo, you feel like we should change this direction, Mr. Sand Eater?
He points up to higher up. You guys are about halfway up these mountains, and he points up a little closer towards like the peaks where there are some like ridges lining the mountainside, like winding around, and he's just like, we'll take the higher ground. Yeah, I can see pretty well, and we can make sure to these two can stay on alert. And he looks at Azrael and Kama, so the trapper guy and the just the big ol' meat castle who also crafts and sells weapons.
Okay.
I'm just gonna look down at my peg leg and then look back up at him. Like,
You just have to make sure to watch where you step. If you don't see a lot of the 1,000-year plant, then you don't trust any cliff face that doesn't have a lot of those. Their roots run deep. They are, have a promise of stability where you can see them, but some of these mountains, you just you wouldn't want to fall. I've seen that happen before when I was younger, and he kind of like looks downwards.
Hey man, pick your head up, bro. We ain't got time for all that sad story BS, man. We gotta find Davos.
He's like, right, and my sister, and he gets like hype again. And then Kama, the tracker guy, is just like and all of our camels, right? Like, and he's like making sure that you guys don't forget the big picture as well. Like
So Bangy Boom is gonna turn to Kama and be like, "Hey, let's walk and talk, my guy. I'd love to find out some more about those traps."
He's just like, okay. You said your name was Pop, right? Or
It's Bang.
Bang.
Bangy Boom.
My apologies.
Hey, no worries, bro. Like I
Have
said,
you
I'm trying
ever
to.
have you ever
trying to find
played
out
have you ever played a board game that we call here? I don't know if you've heard of it. It's called Battleships.
I don't think I've played that one before, but hey, I'd be happy to learn.
A man showed us when I was but a boy. It was, 40 years back. We found him closer to Port Duval back before it was abandoned, and that whole area became a wasteland. He showed us many games, but this was the easiest for us to play with sticks and stand, And he kind of like looks down and like and all around and whatnot. He's like, but there's many things that you can learn tactically about by playing this game. You'd be amazed. You have to think how your prey is going to think. You have to put yourself in both positions simultaneously and be 2 steps ahead. You have to know exactly where they're going to be before even they know it. And he just kind of goes on like these like little monologues and with like dead eyes the whole time. And he's got like one arm kind of like snug on your shoulder, like keeping you locked in. And you can tell that this dude's seen some combat. He might be a little bit hardened,
Oh yeah. Bangy Boom's just gonna think to himself, when is this dude gonna tell me about the actual traps rather than this game?
But yeah, he kind of monologues.
Listen intently.
Yeah, he kind of monologues on for a bit and rambles and whatnot. As far as Lord Azrael, after trying to harvest some of the plants, what would you be mostly focusing on now that you guys are moving your trail to the side of the mountains instead of within the dried out riverbed? I think Ragnar is muted.
Oh, Ragnar, you're muted.
Classic. Let's see what
AFK?
he might be.
There's no way.
He's intently studying, you know, the stuff, you know.
Let's see what Brother Dill would be up to.
I'm pulling the needles out of my body from the giant cactus attack.
Alright, so you're pulling out needles from your body. That sounds pleasant. Let me see. Are you making small talk with any of the individuals you guys are with? I'm gonna drag y'all to a new map now as you guys are getting onto the side of the mountain.
I think I'm gonna go talk with Russ.
I'm gonna talk to Bangy Boom.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, Bang, I got some nice stands up there, in man's pocket. Ain't talk about that money.
Oh yeah. Got about 2.4 million. But interestingly enough, there was a couple other things that caught my eye. You know, I might have some plans for these needles. You know, if you don't mind, I might hold on to those. But he had a list of names. I don't really recognize a bunch of them, but maybe y'all might know some of them that I don't. But he also had this Din Mushi. So I wonder who he's communicating with.
The Dendon just kind of makes like a dead stare, like looks, and it just barely lazily like tilts and shifts its gaze to look at Scarlet.
I'm gonna look at it and get real close. Like, what you looking at?
I mean, not that I say we do it now, but we could always call and see who's on the other line, you know.
I was going to see if you wanted to call it.
Yeah, but I mean, if we're trying to get Davos back, you know, that might let him know we're coming. So maybe we hold off on that.
Yeah, you're right. So Vex, is Zara and Sonya here with us?
No, sir.
Damn it, no!
You guys said we're going to slide for Davos, and they said, I'm sorry, who?
Oh yeah. They ain't shit, bro. It's cool. We're gonna keep
it's like that, yeah. For them, it's like that. As far as the rest of the bunch here, yeah, Bang D Boom, you will eventually hear a little bit from Kama talking about how you can weave very strong fibers that you can use for tripwires and whatnot out of certain plants, and he kind of describes them to you. But he's like, you wouldn't find any of those around here, though. You'd have to travel closer to the cactus belt for that.
I think we were talking about eventually heading in that direction, so I'll keep my eye out.
And then there's glass. You know, you never quite know how it'll act, but once it gets in there, if you can shatter it, inside the flesh of your prey, if you can shatter it, that's gonna only add to the internal damage. And he kind of like explains like pulley and lever systems and like simple tools and things like that to you, and you know how all of this works, but he shows you how you can like try to weaponize them.
Right. I'm just gonna say, yeah, man, this is some great stuff, you know. You know, how do you feel about cannons? I'm just kind of tapping him on the shoulder.
He's like, I haven't seen one in quite some time. That's more of a sea weapon, right?
Hey, depending on how you build them, you can use cannons anywhere. That's why I keep my handy dandy cannons with me at all times. Put them together at a moment's notice. I'm just gonna keep kind of like he was rambling about the traps and stuff. I'm gonna start rambling a little bit about the cannons.
Yeah, he's like I've never quite seen anything like that in all my days, even when I left the island briefly. But this is an interesting contraption. Is it can heal and harm? It's
yeah. And all my cannons are tiny, so I'm just like holding them in my hand while I'm walking, just showing them how they work.
It's like you'd be amazed how important it is to be able to heal here. You know, we all know a little something about the medicine of the land, but nobody's quite as good as Samiya.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of good things about her medical capabilities. So, I think we got a doctor too. So I'm sure he'll pick up some gems.
But I didn't drag all but you.
I'm also wrapped up in conversation,
Yeah, there we go. Azra is probably small talking with Azrael. If Ragnar is back, let me get a sound off. You are muted though, brother.
Ragnelius.
In all honesty, he might have passed out. I know that man was dead tired. But give me 1 second. If there's
he's not popping.
Yeah, let me know if any of you guys what the rest of y'all are wanting to do.
Oh, I'm wanting to exchange some words with Russ.
He is he's just kind of like picking he's like picking sand out of his mouth as you like approach him. What do you say?
How long have you been using that longbow of yours?
And the snake coils up from his shoulder, and he's just like, oh, this guy, he's since he was a baby.
Well, how long was that for you?
Let's see. And he's like, you guys, okay, so it's like 12 cycles is 12 years. I think so. I'm not the best at math, but yeah, it's been a minute. These guys are friends for life though. And he kind of like starts like rubbing its chin, and it's just kind of it closes its eyes and obviously looks like it's having a good old time. His sister, you remember having a severe distaste for snakes, but she's cool with camel kind. So this is I guess where the family seems to be a bit divided.
Yeah. I was just wondering because you seemed pretty confident in your weapon, but it seemed like you were distracted while you were making some of your shots earlier. I just didn't know if it was because your weapon was malfunctioning or if you were malfunctioning.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm one of the best shots, but I just have to keep my cool. Normally my sister really helps me focus and just relax a little bit. It's been a while since she's been lost. I just this has happened before, and I don't ever want it to feel like it's my fault again, and that's how I feel right now.
Yeah, that's why we're gonna go. We're helping you go rescue her, same as you're helping us go rescue Davos. They're both an important member of each of our teams, respectively.
He's like,
and if she saw how you missed that shot, would she laugh at you or would she tell you to focus up?
Honestly, she'd probably laugh at me, but I know it would be fine. You're a hard to find guy. I didn't even see you in that. And he literally like he doesn't remember seeing you like pretty much at all. He's like, I don't even know if I caught your name.
My friends call me Dill.
Russ.
Nice to meet you.
And he looks at you. Have your short bow.
Part of my training is I'm very good at being undetected. So
yeah.
I figured walking into a valley like that would only lead to our doom. So I prepared for the worst.
But you have your short bow on your back, right?
Yep.
He kind of looks at it and he's like, wow, so that's That's interesting. It's woodwork, right? We have a bit of that, but mostly only with like petrified wood. We don't see a lot of. He extends his hand. He's like, "You mind if I
Go ahead.
give it a shot?" And he knocks
grab
an
it off my
arrow.
back and I hand
Yeah,
it
he
over
knocks
to
an
him.
arrow like really quickly, and he's just like, "Oh wow, that's so weird. It takes so much more force to pull back. I wonder." And he like shoots it like straight up, and he literally shoots it straight up, and you're in between like mountain peaks, so there's not like a draft of wind right now, and but you do see the sun directly above you guys, so it's completely blinded. You can't
Arrow
see
roulette.
you can't see where the arrow is. Yes, so this guy just effectively did arrow roulette.
Oh no.
And he just like kind of squints and like puts his like hand over his brow and looks straight up towards the like blinding, like rays. And he's like, "Oh, I didn't think that through." And he just like calls out. He's just like, "Look out!" And after like a few seconds pass, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's 8 of you guys. I'm gonna go ahead and just do a thing really quickly. Don't mind me at all. Very cool. As this all happens,
Right.
it is going to be uno momento. So I'm just gonna use this as the. Oh, he doesn't have bless, so a 17. Okay, cool. Dill, does the 17 hit you?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna let you try to make this cool. I will allow you to roll a sleight of hand, and if you could beat the 17, you can catch the arrow before it hits you.
Okay. So, can we make this slightly more cooler?
How much more cooler?
Letting me roll 2 numbers instead of 1.
What are the two? Wait. What happened?
With advantage.
I don't know how that's more cool.
I do. If flat, it's fine.
Yeah, go ahead and roll flat.
Gotcha.
Okay, so it is going to plunk out of the cheese. Oh my god. It is gonna plunk out of the sky, and he is like kind of concerned and telling people, you guys might want to get down, and he's looking for it. And are you actively looking for it as well, or no?
Nope. Stood stared straight at him the entire time.
It just sticks like into your forearm, and there's just an arrow sticking out of your forearm, and you honestly might be a little bit surprised as to how why that like it, but yeah, it's
I fall to the ground.
Do you?
Yeah, I was at 6.
Oh my god. Immediately Samia like runs over and is just like, "Oh my god, what just happened? What, like, why would you?" And she shoves him to the side. He's just like, "Oh, I'm an idiot." And he almost bumps into Scarlet. And she starts to like give you medical attention. Let me see how well she does. Scarlet, you just saw this. How do you react?
I saw all that happen.
You saw all that happen. Yeah.
I laughed, bro. I think this is just the funniest thing ever. How did a man that shoots arrows get hit with an arrow? See, that's what I'm thinking.
Dill, you're at 1. I'll say she did well enough. You're right, I do roll really well for NPCs. That's crazy. He apologizes. He's like, I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. Like, and he hands you back your arrow. I'm sorry, your bow. Do you hand him back? Do you hand him back his arrow?
You should let me shoot your bow now.
Do you hand him back his arrow, or is it still sticking out of you?
I don't know. Does he want it back, or would it be ruined at this point?
I think it would be absolutely ruined given your sturdiness. Yeah, actually. So it's just like splintered and like is like there's just like a fraction of it barely like sticking out of your forearm. And he like looks at his snake and his snake looks at him and they're both kind of like dumbfounded as you haven't really reacted and there's just like a part of an arrow sticking out of you. And he like nods and his snake like looks like scared and is like shaking a little bit and he's like, come on, you could do it. Just, you know, be friendly, don't bite or anything. And I don't think he will. And the snake just like slowly like extends over towards you. Go ahead and do just like a normal short bow shot. How are you wanting to shoot this? Like, you can flavor it however you want. Just keep in mind you're at 1 HP right now. Bro, the Dill.
Let me look how the map is real quick.
So yeah, like this whole area down here is fall. You fall if you go over here. This is not the good part of it. And then you can climb up here or follow the path, and it winds around. This part is like where y'all came from.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is like a wall up, and then this is like a fall down.
We'll climb up to the left side of us over here, and then shoot over everyone's head rather than up directly into the sun. So I'm aiming this way.
Okay. The snake is like nervous and it's like steady. It's like steadies itself as you like draw and knock the arrow, but like it was like shaking itself like all the way up until before like you actually readied for an attack. But yeah, you can go ahead and just well, that's it's unfortunate. What were you trying to do? Like any fancy shot or just a random shot somewhere or what?
I was trying to send a shot as far as I could.
You shoot and you were trying, it was like soaring true and straight and there was no draft or anything getting in the way of it. It was just a beautiful, pristine shot. And then a random bird flies right past it and it just sticks and starts plummeting down into the chasm.
Well, I got my kill for the day.
And you just hear like a squawk.
You also got yours. Your bow's a little bit nicer than mine. I just haven't gotten used to it yet.
The snake like coils up his sleeve and like hides and he's just like, oh, they're there, and like, yeah. But he's like, seriously, I'm so sorry, like that was totally my fault. I won't let it happen again, but here, maybe as a consolation prize or whatever. And he hands you a glass arrow and he's like, maybe try one of these. They're a little bit more lightweight than, you know, what you're used to, so just account for that.
Okay.
But yeah, apparently if this gets inside your prey, it shatters, and the more they move, the more it rips them up a little bit. So it's go for the legs. That's one of the smarter things with these.
I got you.
And he like nods and sees your like like your wound, and he you know, he's like, are you gonna be good to carry on?
Oh yeah. 'Tis but a scratch.
I see Scarlet standing over here by the big man, Azrael.
Yeah, I moved over to the big man. I'm like,
What you saying
big
to him?
Azrael. I look up at his big body. I'm like, how experienced are you with weapons?
He's like, oh, every weapon I've had a little bit of time to use, but you know, I wouldn't say I've really honed my skills too well with anything other than my trusty greatsword here.
I squeal like a little girl. I say, "Oh my God, you serious?" And I whip out my trusty great sword. Like, listen, I don't really know how to really swing this that well. Do you have any tips for me? Just now picking it up.
Yeah. First of all, you need to work on your upper body, and he like slaps you on the shoulder. 1 point of damage. And he's like, "That's the first thing. You also need to make sure that whatever weapon you're wielding, it can't be too much taller than, you know, like your reach or anything like that." He's like, "This sword might need a little bit of fine tuning for someone of your build." And lastly, I mean, I guess as just general advice is don't slash at it, slash through it. And he just kind of like does like a little bit of a slashing motion and like a little kendo stance, and he like extends one of his feet forward, and he's like, "You see, he threw it." And he's just like, "Now you try."
Wanna, take that same stance.
Yeah, if you're trying to kind of mock his movements and whatnot, you can give me a performance. Yeah, you literally get it perfectly, pretty much. And he's like, "Yeah, okay, yeah, okay. That's really great. Yeah, once we get back, if you wouldn't mind, I can touch this thing up. Have a nice polish to it. You'd be amazed what a properly, sized and weighted, weapon does. If you've already got stances like that, then maybe I could show you something a little more advanced." And he does like he basically like lunges forward with his sword in one arm, which is like something you're not confident you could do at all, because like your sword is like probably too heavy for you to do anything like really finesse like with one arm. But he like launches his sword forward, sticks it into the ground, and then like uses that as like a fulcrum to launch himself forward like 20 feet, and then he pulls his sword back up out of the ground and like holds it over his head, and he's just like, "Yeah!" He's like super like hype. But he just like slammed it into the ground right here and used the force of that and a jump to like propel himself like super far.
I'm totally astonished. I'm like, I got the eyes beaming in my eyes, bro. Them bitches like all the way over here type shit. Like, yo, how did you just do that, bro? You was just right here next to me.
He's like, "Well, you've got to be able to lift, at least your own weight. You want, like, that's what I'm saying. You want to work on your upper body, and you got to swing really hard and jump perfectly at the right time, and using the force of all of those, it kind of just does itself." And he like dusts off his like chest a little bit, like no big deal,
Okay. So I'll put my great sword away, and I'm like, okay, I think I understand the technique. I'm gonna be using this great sword more often. I think to myself.
You gonna try it out?
Yeah, I'm gonna try it out.
You can go ahead and swing with a greatsword and roll an acrobatics.
This great sword. Acrobatics.
Hey, that's not bad. Let's go. Okay, yeah, the number to beat was 30 collectively. As long as you didn't completely fuck up with the greatsword, like do a crit fail or something like that. Like I was like 30 was the number to beat. You got 31. Let's go. So you are able to move plunge the greatsword into the ground here. Yours isn't quite as big. You're only gonna end up like right here, ish, maybe like a little further. Yeah, you're like right there. and you land on your feet. You stick the landing. Your crater that you made with your sword swing is much smaller than Azra's, to be expected. But yeah, you really like got the finesse, pretty well. You were able to mimic his stance really well before, and like after seeing him do it, like you felt pretty confident, and you just pulled it off. But you're not sure if you could do that like every time,
Oh my god, I get real excited and I look back and see everybody looking at me. I, like move in front of his big huge body, cover myself from everybody looking at me, and I get on one knee and I tell him, "Thank you, great sword master." Yep. I tell everybody, "All right, we ready? We ready? Not having, we good."
He just kind of like laughs. He's like, "Okay."
Combo move.
I am a samurai, Scarlet. Get into that demeanor.
Samurai
I'm all
Scarlet.
about the sword.
Hey, Captain, let me know if you need me to touch up that sword for you. It seems like you're doing some cool stuff.
We get back to the port, I will let you know.
Word.
Then this guy's gonna kind of like take the lead and talk to Azrael a little bit, and he's just like, "Hey, I think we should be a little bit less conspicuous. I see you're having fun there, but something's not right here." And he's like looking around. He's like, "I don't see any signs." And then Russ is like, comes up and he's just like, "I was thinking the same thing." And like these three start talking and like looking around and like scanning things. And they're gonna do like active investigation checks real quick. Give me just a bit. If any of you guys would also like to do so, you can feel free to roll perception or investigation. Oh, damn, you're quick with that.
I was already going to, right as you were talking about them doing it, I was like, I wonder if he's going to include us. You said yes, I did it.
Go. Sorry, these character sheets are going so slow right now.
Perception, loaded.
Hey, Balincc notices whatever you're throwing at us.
Oh my god. I gotta roll Azra's really quickly. He is, wow, he's actually really good as
You're
well.
rolling,
Okay.
no, you're rolling intimidation.
Oh, that makes sense why he did
He just
such a
goes
good
out there
number.
trying to scare air.
So Azrael doesn't notice jack shit, and then let me re-roll for this guy and see how he does.
-1 is tragic.
Oh my goodness.
Do we still have Lord Azrael with us?
Ragnar is
He's taking a long rest,
Yeah,
He's guarding the gates.
He's definitely doing something. He's muted up still, but yes, Lord Azrael is still with you guys.
Oh, Vex, while we doing this right now, am I able to holler at this medic real quick?
What you want to say?
Yeah, me too. Me too, please.
What you trying to say?
This doctor lady, you doing? My name.
Can we start a queue?
Cabinet type shit.
So are y'all trying to take like a bit of a short rest? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, thank you. See,
yeah, so these guys are kind of like scanning around and like checking out, making sure what's up, and you guys are probably trying to get patched up and take a bit of a short rest, I'm assuming. So Samia can be like, "Oh man, like okay, I can take care of you guys both. Just have a seat," and and she starts pulling out like some like mixtures and bandages and some like cloth and like some dried out cactus needles that she uses to stitch up some things and like patch you guys up. She can do cure wounds on both of you guys actually. So let's do that really quickly. Is there anything else anyone wants to get done during this little stretch of rest?
I'm just penciling out some blueprints for a rifle.
Dill, you get the 11, which actually turns into like a 13, right?
Yeah.
And then Scarlet, you're gonna get the 12.
Can I regain my 1 HP since we're short rest? Yeah, I'm missing.
So on a short rest, you guys can choose to spend hit die if you'd like. Oh dang, Scarlet's putting on a show. It looks like. Okay. How are you flavoring this little event, this occasion, Balincc? Lay it on me.
All right, so as you know, as I see my homie Dill getting healed up, I see everybody starting to rest. I pull out my trusty Siemens and I start playing a little tune, man. I'm getting groovy with it. I see that boost everybody health a little bit more, making me smile.
You playing Moon Princess or something like?
Yeah, I don't know what that is, but it gotta be some gas if you said it.
It's Hiyori's jam from
Oh,
from
yeah.
Wano.
The one Odin loved.
Oh yeah, I'm playing that Odin track.
So I
It's,
think it's crazy. I actually don't have anything that can like help us during a short rest.
No, you're a pretty combat focused character actually.
Yeah.
It's cool though. So yeah, if you guys wanted to now, you could roll hit die. You only get so many of those per long rest. And
Can I give some of my extra to poor Dillium over here?
give what are you trying to do?
I was only down.
I'm
1
definitely-
HP, so like.
No, I'm good now.
Oh, okay.
With oh wait, Balincc got a 3 on that, so that would be
Wait, what was the 6 for?
So the 6 was Balincc's 1d6.
For the Song of Rest. Yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
and then
everybody got to roll the individual one. Was mine.
Yeah. Oh, I thought you rolling the 1d6 was used for everyone.
No, it says each of those creatures regain an extra 1d6 hit points.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, we
I
could
guess
we could just use the
roll,
3. Yeah,
but-
we could just use the 3 for
not
everybody.
saying-
That's fine. So all of you gain 3
used yours
additional
and
HP, which
I
turns
rolled-
into 5 for Dill. Yeah.
I rolled a hit
We don't
die,
get
so I
spell-
got.
we don't get
I'm back
spell
up to
slots
full.
back on a short rest, do we?
What's up?
We don't get spell slots back on a short rest, do we?
No, not unless you're a warlock, which isn't a thing in One Piece D&D actually. But I would argue that a devil fruit user is kind of like a warlock, right?
I mean, yeah, you get those back on short rest.
But some I think either human determination or strong will comes back, or like some if you're a fighter, like certain things come back. It just depends on your class and your race mostly, what you get back. But yeah, you could, if you needed any more HP, then you could do that. I think Ragnar is good. He doesn't need any HP, so he's not gonna.
Yeah, I'm just gonna keep my freaking 32 and keep my hit die because
Yeah.
that's
I chose to use 1, but I'm back up at full.
Yeah, you're pretty good. So you guys are kind of camping out. These guys are on watch. This guy's just staring down like a cliff, and then this guy is like looking at the rocks over here, and this guy's like looking ahead. While y'all are getting treated and taken care of by the doctor, Lady Samia, who is, where is she? Oh yeah, Dill was on top of her. Pause, bro. But Enid will help out a little bit, but she's not like special. But like all of them know a little bit about medicine, but that's not like her specialty. And Lord Azrael will probably just, hang with Pete for a little bit, like also trying to actively perceive things and whatnot. Russ himself is gonna be the only one of them who successfully sees damn anything. And then Scarlet, you will also notice that it seems that there's a little bit of a wind picking up. And it's interesting because you can't really tell the direction. And you can also see little pieces of sand start to float.
I want to grab the hilt of my great sword and tell everybody, get ready. Like something's about to happen.
And Russ grabs the sand, and some of it is floating up out of the air, and he goes to taste it. And he's just like, we've got company. And you guys are going to start to feel the ground shake a little bit beneath you as some of the like sand and rocks start to like pick up, and you can see a literal dust devil, like a little like swirling red tornado peeling across the cliff face in front of you, and it stops right before you, like, and it looks like some Tasmanian devil shit, you know what I mean? Like and as it stops, there will be a figure that comes into visibility in front of these guys, and he just starts like laughing, and he's like, well, I knew it was too long since Cactus Jack reported back. Say that 5 times fast. And he just kind of like shoots you the finger guns, and he's like, who the hell are all of you?
What the hell are you?
I'm not particularly sure what business that is of yours.
He's like, these are closed routes. You know, you're not supposed to be here. And one of my friends is supposed to be here, so that makes me wonder. Have you wouldn't have happened to seen him, would you?
What do you look like?
I don't know.
Do a deception, Scarlet.
Oh yeah.
She said gladly. Okay. So he is looking, and he's just like, oh, you know, just your average Joe, kind of a crazy looking guy. Talks to plants sometimes. You wouldn't have seen him, would you? And he starts to like advance a little bit and move more forward.
I ain't seen nobody that talked to plants, but I didn't know this mountains was cut off. I thought the mountains was just free to anyone who wanted to come here.
He's like, oh no, you see, this is turf. You know, we're trying to run a business here. You know, make a living, make a killing. And he kind of smiles.
Have like, there's more of you. You have like a boss or something?
Oh, you haven't heard of the Glass House? That explains why you're here. Well, let me inform you. You know, we don't like people trespassing on our turf. So I'm gonna need you to kindly tell me what you did with my friend.
Well, I didn't. Me personally, I didn't do nothing to your friend. And my friends here, sure enough, ain't seen nobody eating plants or nothing like that.
Anybody who wants to give me a perception.
So we was just walking through the mountains, and you was actually the first person we came and encountered with. I'm gonna be honest with you. That's why I'm asking you what's going on, and if you're saying we and us, so I'm thinking you got like a higher up or like a boss I can talk to, so I can figure out what's going on. We can't have this inconvenience again in the future.
Bang D Boom absolutely sees this man reaching into his pocket, kind of behind his back, while Scarlet is, you know, gabbing right now. And you'll hear underneath their little conversation, and who has Cactus Jack's Den Mushi?
Oh, I do.
Yeah, that shit's coming right from your pockets. And then he like looks directly at you, and his smile fades. And then you hear "Garlic," and he like hangs up, and he's like, "Just as I thought. Well then, we'll have to deal with you myself."
You're talking about that pack from earlier. Oh.
Hey, you cannot be talking about the cactus guy. That's definitely
you remember that pack, that light work that we had earlier for like on the way here? That must be what he's talking about. Who knew you'd be friends with something like that? But yeah. You had some like cactus juice lately?
You can kind of see him getting mad and like a little bit of a vein pop on his forehead, and as he does, like the ground again starts to shake beneath you, and you can see like sand kind of like flowing towards him a little bit, and he's like, oh, that's fine, I'll take care of you all myself, and give him a proper burial while I'm at it. And he like wipes a tear from his face. There's the arrow shoots towards him, Dill, and the arrowhead completely disintegrates midair into a copper dust, and the wood from the arrow is like swirling around in the wind that he's creating.
I was also going to shoot him while he was talking because villains giving their speeches is goofy.
You could try. Oh, dude.
Good lord.
This is wild. Azra is gonna run in and try to strike with his great swing. And as he does, this gentleman lifts his hand and clasps the blade in between his two fingers, his thumb and his index. And as he does, the blade starts to disintegrate right before Azra's eyes, as his face turns from rage to sorrow.
No! How dare you! I get into that stance. How dare you do that to my great Lord Master? I go and I do the same thing, Vex. I'm on timing.
Okay, go ahead and you can make a swing, and if you beat this guy's AC, he's out of reactions for the turn. Oh my god!
Oh!
Wow.
How dare you do my master?
You can roll damage. This is crazy.
That's gotta have some bardic inspiration damage behind it too.
Oh my god, dude, that is crazy. You are going to how do you want to slash at him? If he's just kind of standing there, just disintegrated your weapon with, he's got a smug look on his face. How are you approaching him and slashing? Describe it to me.
As I do that, Vex, when I get into that stance, I want to slash through him. I'm talking like through his arms, his leg, his half the body gone. He's just standing up, look, half his body just standing there, bro. Type shit.
So you get from like shoulder to shoulder kind of cut, or like shoulder to hip, like across the center mass.
Shoulder to hip.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, you slash into him, and like blood like spills out, and the sand turns even more red underneath him, and he's just like, okay. I wasn't expecting so many. And he's just starts wincing in pain, and he is going to clench his fist. You're gonna have to be a lot closer to him, Balincc, if you were gonna swipe at him. Here. There you go. And he clenches a fist, and you can see like the rust from Azra's blade starting to like form around it like a gauntlet. And he like punches down into the ground as he like drops to one knee in front of you, going prone, and the ground starts to shatter and crack and crumble beneath you all, and the cliffside will start to and everything on it will start to fall down into the ravine where you guys had just came up from.
Oh God.
Do you draw the hazard line? I was gonna say, dude, can I attack this dude again, or re-roll initiative?
You could try and shoot, but he's crumbling this entire terrain. All of you are going to be free falling to the ground with a shit ton of rocks.
Oh, so if I were to like throw some magic missiles at him right now,
you can absolutely do that. Absolutely. If anyone else had any other ranged attacks, they can also try. I can shoot for Russ here.
Actually, you know what? Heart of the cards. Force Ballista.
Oh, okay, that works. I don't think you have bless anymore, so but that's fine. It hits regardless, so it's good.
And Vex, I wanted to ask, right, when this ground crumble, we're falling. Am I able to do that thing where like I just learned from Azrael, where I could just step on the sword and catch off of it? A little bit of momentum.
You can absolutely try to do another acrobatics, and we'll say that 15 is the number to beat if you wanted to do that again. If you're trying to do it as part of an attack, obviously you need to roll an attack and an acrobatics. So yeah, you're all falling and you try to like finesse yourself around and whatnot, but you fumble. You actually lose grip of your greatsword, and you fall independent from it and are not sure where it went.
To use the glass arrow.
I do like
From the shot.
Try and catch my cannon as I'm falling.
Yeah, you absolutely can. Were you firing it was Force Ballista. You weren't doing okay, so 12 and then the 7 from Russ's hit. I don't know if Lord Azrael would do anything, but I can fire missiles. Like you can do that.
If it is an accurate, what would I do to see if I grab this cannon as we're falling into some ravine?
I think I could do either a sleight of hand or like a. I guess it would be like maybe it's not big, is it?
No, it's tiny.
Yeah, I guess a sleight of hand works. That's good. You got it.
Yes, sir.
You can flavor
Does my
that
19
however.
hit?
A 19 does hit, yes.
It's the glass arrow. Do I have to change the damage?
Damn. Go ahead and roll the I'll roll the damage for you. I think this guy's got the same mod. What's your dex?
I have a +5 on my short bow. My
Alright,
dex
perfect.
is +3.
Yeah. Yeah, so vaccine shot. That's the best I can do, guys. For that. Let me shoot glass arrow. +5 you said? Alright, cool. That's the damage from that. And then your sneak. Oh, damn. So y'all are just peppering this dude with a ton of damage as the landscape crumbles around you all. All of you, I am now going to need dexterity saves from literally everybody here.
Close are we together while we're falling?
So let me do all of these NPCs really quickly. What is rolling through Davos's head as he hears a landslide in the distance while the camels are dragging him along for hours on end? Mikey? I'm not able to hear you, bro. I see your thing lighting up, but I can't hear you. Let's go.
Mikey tried boosting and disconnecting. Tried disconnecting and reconnecting.
Yo, can I get a help action?
Oh, she's not supposed to have
That's what I was thinking. That's why I asked how close we were falling, if we were falling close enough together. Because I have proficiency in dexterity saves.
I mean, you could. Who were you trying to help?
I was trying to cast an open-ended help action while we're falling to anyone that needs it.
Yeah, you can give Bang D Boom advantage. That's fine if you wanted to give him because you're doing fine. Scarlet is fine. I'll roll for.
God damn! I don't know what a
Your first
14
one
does
is
for
better.
me, but I hope I don't die.
Hello?
Yes,
Yeah, we
Mikey.
can hear you now, Mikey.
Dude, I don't know what's going on with my mic tonight. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're
No,
welcome
you're all
back.
good.
It knew tonight was gonna be
I was-
heavy on Davos for a bit.
Dude, I downloaded an update for my streaming microphone thing I have, and it's just totally messed with everything. I was gonna ask though, what direction was it that I'm hearing the landslide from again? I forget.
From the northeast ish or east-ish from where you're at right now.
Okay, I wanna I know I don't have total control, but I wanna veer the camel that way as much as I can.
Okay, let's get an animal handling. I'm just finishing making all of these. Dexterity saves. 13.
Oh,
That is your lowest animal handling yet. Let me do one more of these.
With a 14, am I gonna need a strong will here?
I don't actually need to tell you that right away.
Okay.
Okay, so a lot of people are doing
You know-
all right.
You know what you could do though is if you have inspiration, you could take that and have another advantage roll.
Do I have inspiration?
I don't know, do you?
I don't.
I don't think he does. Did you give him the help action, Dill, or did he roll the same thing?
I can't bless myself while I'm falling.
Oh, he rolled lower. Oh no, he rolled lower.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it looks like so Russ, Azrael, but not Azra. Russ, Azra, Bangdy Boom, comma, Enid. Okay, yeah, all of them are going to take fall damage.
I can strong will this, right? It's a saving throw.
You can try to strong will it if you would like to do so. Now is now the time, because you do not succeed. Everyone's taking fall damage, but these people are taking full fall damage, while the rest of you are taking half.
Right.
That you are good. Okay, cool. You will now take half of this fall damage, which
Let me
will
take that
be.
Did I need to
good thing-
help anybody else?
I don't know if you can, but it will be this much damage. Cut in half.
So 12 or 11?
12. Okay, so Lord Azrael is at 7 HP, which is crazy. Let's see who else is getting quite beat up. So Scarlet, you're good. Dill, you're good. Bangdy Boom, you're good. Lord Azrael took his damage, and then all of these people except for these two are gonna take.
So,
Wow.
Can I try and look around as we fell to the ground and figure out where our opponent landed?
You can give me a perception, but we are gonna cut to Davos and see what is running through his mind as he sees all of this. You try to veer the camel, and with a 13, you don't do too well. But you can tell that they're slowing down as you approach the base of some mountains in front of you. Let me drag you back over to this other map. And we'll move these guys just a little bit this way. So yeah, you're noticing right here is where all of it's going on. Davos, if you see where I'm pinging.
Yeah, gotcha. Let me try. But we're still charging ahead, huh?
Yeah, you are.
Damn, dude. I don't know. Let me I guess try and get Dalt's attention and point toward the landslide. I don't really know how far away from each other we are at this point, but
Yeah,
I'll like
you're
motion in that direction, and I'm not sure. I guess try to talk if we're closer now.
yeah, you were able to get her attention a little bit after a little bit more time, and she had gotten some rest. She shakes awake, and she's just like, what's going on? And she immediately like whistles as loud as she possibly can, and all of the camels kind of stop, except for one, which seems further off in the distance, and like it couldn't hear the whistle. It was the only one that was like running like further ahead than you were. So like, yeah, your camel did stop, but one more just like completely ran off. And the rest of them all like kind of stop. Finally, she hops off like for a second, and like she's just like, what just happened? And she's like well, she doesn't hop off, but like she kind of like circles around and shakes her head a little bit, and she's just like, what just happened? Where are we?
I was hoping you could tell me that. Something about this land right now feels foul, and there's a landslide over yonder by those ruins. Davos is pretty like he's pretty curious about those ruins right about now, if he can see them.
Yeah, they're kind of getting like coated by a lot of dust and rocks from on high right now. Like that is definitely something that you can see though. In the distance, it just looks like mesa structures that seem oddly closely knit and like very specifically angular, you know, like and whatnot. So yeah, it's just it seems a little too perfect. And then like then you're seeing all of this debris rain down upon it from a distance, and just like big clouds of dust like and sand kicking up. She is like looking, she like looks that way and then looks towards the camel that's running off, and she's just like well, we can't leave it. And she kicks off and like starts running towards the stray camel into yet another dried riverbed. Not like not the same one, obviously, because y'all are in like a different stretch, but yet another dried riverbed that used to run down from the mountains towards where this other river is. So yeah, she is approaching like a chasm that you guys could follow upwards, and it seems that the camel has climbed its way across onto the other side.
Yeah, I guess I'll head with Dalt and kind of defer to her at first. Like, well, what do you want to do? How do you propose we get him? I mean, I'm not opposed to just gunning for it. Not that far.
She like yells at it and is just like she starts like speaking to it, and it's just like hey, what do you think you're doing? Come on. Like and she is trying to plead with the camel, and it looks back at her. And Davos, give me a perception. Let me see. Yeah, that's not that great. Her eyes kind of dilate as she sees the camel like look towards her, and she's just like, what's wrong? And the camel just kind of like drooling. It just looks kind of like normal, but its eyes don't sit right with her, and you can see that. You think it just kind of looks normal. It just looks like a camel, but she is like on high alert right now, and she's just like, something's not right. And the camel starts to drift a little bit more like lazily up here, and it yawns and is sniffing around a little bit, and you guys will see out of from behind the cliff face, where like a little boulder is, you'll see a guy step out and start to pet the camel, and he's just like, there, good boy, you did well. And he's wielding like a big old blade, and he is just kind of hopping onto the camel, and he's just like, you should make a fine companion, and all of those as well. And he points a blade directly across the chasm towards all of the camels and Dalt Wisney.
Who is this Dalt? I don't recognize him from your tribe.
He's not one of us. I don't know what's going on. How does he have such a command over? And she just like, she kind of like starts like looking at the rest of her camels, and all of them seem to be just kind of like staring at this guy and looking confused. And he like hollers out, and he's just like, why don't you come join me over here? You know, and he's like, I've got plenty of food for you.
Don't listen to that rogue. That's what Davos shouts out at the camels.
And the camels were all like looking at him intently, some of them drooling, and then they look back at you. And Dalt is like, yeah, like, you don't even know who that guy is. Like, why would you? And she yells at the camel to like come back over here, and he's like, oh, it's not gonna work. Nah, I seem to have a bit of an effect. And he like smiles and like lifts up his hand, and all of the camels like look directly at him and start drooling again. And he has a big old chunk of like of some meat. And apparently these camels are omnivores, and he throws the meat down into the middle of the pit, and a whole bunch of the camels will go in and charge, including the ones that you're on, and all of them just jump down in. Hold on, I'm on the wrong. There we go. But all of them just like yeet themselves down in here. It's a bit of a rough landing, but you can see them like kind of swarming here, like going for the meat. And some of them are like almost like foaming at the mouth, but Dalt is able to like calm down the two that y'all are on. And as that all happens, is there anything else you wanted to say, Davos, before anything gets going? I think you have it. Oh, there you go.
I guess I mean, not really. Part of me wants to get off of the camel. I think, yeah, let me hop off the camel, and if I can land like here about.
Yeah, that's cool.
Okay. And yeah, I'll just like hop off and kind of like watch these camels do what they're about to do, which I assume is go fucking crazy over this meat.
Yeah, so like he is like, you know, sowing some chaos here as all of these like kind of like crowd in on each other, and Dalt hops off as well. And she's just like, what have you done? And she starts like shouting out at him, and like she kind of like hides behind you a little bit. And he's like on the camel now, and he kind of like plops forward on it, and he's like, oh, nothing. I just gave them exactly what they were wanting. He's like, I mean, you two, I mean, I don't have enough food for both of you. You'll have to go. And he like swings his sword a little bit, and he's like, maybe the camels will like the way that you taste as well. And he kind of grins, and you can see his eyes kind of like do a little bit of a color change thing. And he speaks, and he's like, are you hungry for more? And all the camels just like look directly at him, and he's like, very good. And this is where we will call it for Davos. This is actually we're probably gonna be a good stopping point. A little bit shorter of a session tonight, but if we start things up right now, it's probably gonna go a lot longer, and I actually don't have the time to stay for a later session, so we're gonna cut it short. So sorry about all that. But we will be picking up with initiative here. In fact, we can roll it right now, just to get that set for next time if you would like, Davos.
Roll initiative.
Alrighty, let's do it.
So, are we sliding back for?
Okay, that's not bad, not bad. Let's see how that girl rolls. She rolled pretty good. Not that good though. And then I'm gonna roll for each of the camels individually, which is actually gonna take quite a bit. So I'm actually gonna do that off camera. But I just wanted you to see your WS roll right there. Dude has not rolled that. You rolled one single digit roll tonight, I think, or like 2 of them. That's been crazy. But we will figure out how all of this unfolds and exactly what happened with the rest of the Scarlet Pirates and Nomad Tribe after the landslide next week at Tuesday. Apologies again for the little bit of a shorter session. But yeah, W Helmsman right here, just soloing the verse, it seems. But we'll see how
this is incredible. Thank you.
We'll see how this whole situation plays out. I hope everybody enjoyed. I hope it was a bit of a fun session. I wanted to not spend too much time split up or anything like that, but yeah, this will all tie together nicely next week, I think. If anyone had anything else they wanted to say really quickly, I'm gonna go ahead and get the cover story ready. If you guys want to do any outros.
Group 2 solos, check us out back here next week. Same time, same deal. Different people to kick their asses.
You want to say,
Make sure to follow LxrD.
Next session gonna be fire, bro. We gonna get the get back for Davos, while Davos get the get back for the camels. And we all be together.
Bro, I'm about to get my get back for this fucking cliff. He didn't have to
I'm
destroy the cliff like that. All cliffs matter.
All
I'm already wondering what's in this dude's pockets. It's waiting to be run.
I'm about to fuck these people up, boys. Don't worry.
Let's go. Yeah, I also just didn't want to go. I didn't want to go too much further without brother Ragnar with us. So yeah, that's another reason why I wanted to kind of call it short. But we should be good to go next week. I love the enthusiasm. Next session is gonna be a huge hype. You got that right, Balincc. We'll see how fucked up these guys are. By you, Davos. But it's looking interesting. You guys are finding out a lot more about the deserts, and I'm digging it. This was a lot of fun for me. I'll go ahead and read the last week's cover story. And again, if you wanted to catch the one that just dropped tonight, you can catch all of the most recent cover stories and newspaper clippings and bounty updates and whatnot on Twitter, the Scarlet Pirates Twitter, which is twitter.com/pirates_scarlet. Here we go. Exterior. The sun-baked canyons and mesas of the Red Sand Desert near the smaller mountain range to the northeast of Port Delfina, and it's crossed out and says Scarletta. 2 trudging cloaked figures dragged along the surface of the cracked and sandy ground below. They meandered from what little shade they could find to the next, beneath the rock fixtures and behind jutting angular cliff faces. They are clearly very rugged, worn, and weak from the harshness of their time spent in the environment. But then, in the blink of an eye, one of them sparks to life and shouts out in an invigorating tone, "Land ho! We're surrounded by land, you idiot. I mean water! Look, it's an oasis! We're saved!" The 2 peer forward into a vast stretch of desolate wastelands. As the heat waves dance across the horizon in the shape of palm trees and daydreams, they begin to hoot and dance like fools as they dash towards the distant mirage. All right, that's all, folks. We've been Group 2 solos. Scarlet Pirates will be back next Tuesday, 8 p.m. EST. I got my YouTube and Twitch links on the page here. Thank you so much. You guys have all been wonderful. Make sure to like D stream, and we'll catch you later. Have a good night.
Deuces.